Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. A little bit of technical issues, so for the rest of the week, I'm just going to be doing audio, and plus two, I got my trip coming up to Colorado, so we'll do this the best way possible, but the New World Podcast will not be stopped, audio, video, or not. I'm right here, brother, and we're talking about Dynamite, February 21st, 2024 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Excalibur, Tony, Taz on commentary. I hope you hit that like. I hope you hit that subscribe and you're rolling with me at a Paper Saber universe so we can talk about these shows, the goods, the bads, the uglies, especially with this show, motherfucker. We started off with the BCC versus FTR. Fun match. Great match. Time limit. 20 minutes? They only gave these guys 20 minutes. A 20-minute time limit with a bunch of other shit that probably could have been pushed down to not even being on the show. Like, when I heard, I was like, okay. And they went to war, and that bell ran out right before they really did anything. And it just looked sloppy. Sometimes they get pulled off the time limit, like with the ref going 1, 2, and then right before the hand comes down, the bell goes off. And it's, I don't know, seeing this, I was like, oh, that's it? It's over? And then the crowd started booing, and then BCC and FTR just started fighting. They just started fighting with each other. So this is not over, and clearly it's not, because we do get a backstage promo from FTR, and they go face-to-face with the BCC again after their big fight in the ring, and the security had to come out, bells ringing. Them being pulled apart and everything like that, and they're gonna fight at Revolution, it looks like. And I was like, okay, and then this time give him an hour. Like, give him an hour to do something, not this time ran out finish, because there's a lot of, like, I think the frustrating part about this was such a good match and such a great tag team that I was enjoying it so much that I was like, there's other stuff on the show that could have just been pushed off to the side to let these guys just go at it. But he wants us craving more. I'm craving more BCC versus FTR. If we're going to get that at Revolution next week, I guess I'm game. I'm game. So, then Renee's backstage with Orange Cassidy. This man's all over the place. He went to Wembley Stadium. He went to a Revolution Pro, and he's defending that championship all over, and he's got a big match up next with Mike Bennett versus Orange Cassidy, and he gets the win. It's a fun match. These two are pros. They know how to do it. They know how to keep us entertained. And now, going forward from this match, is a bunch of filler. Well, yeah, just a bunch of filler all the way up to the main event, and just some things I'm just like, okay, Tony, what are we doing here? But after Orange got the win, of course, the Undisputed Kingdom come out and attack. And randomly, this is where the randomness starts. Jake Hager, just because he's from Oklahoma, comes out. Kind of not really a pop. I was like, because when he was getting his ass, I was like, all right, here comes here comes his homies and one. No, it was Jake. And I was like, oh, he's got glasses on. And I was like, oh, are we going to be teaming up Jake with Orange? I don't think Orange needs another person in his posse. You know, I'm cool with Rocky. I'm cool with the best friends. But Jake, I don't know. It was just one of those things where he came out, I was like, oh, Jake Hager, that's cool. Yeah. But Jake will take on Roderick Strong at Rampage, so there was some point to Jake coming out. Renee's backstage. It's Angelo and Ruby. My favorite part about this is they're having their date tonight. We're not going to see the date, so, I was like, I'd rather have seen the date than seen that Wardlow promo. But okay, sure, why not? And a car rolls up, and I love that Ruby said, oh, is this for us? And Angel's like, hey, calm down. We got a lift. I thought that was gold. Ric Flair rolls up, looking beaten, looking torn, looking sad. We got sad Ric Flair here. And then we get Renee with Rick, and Rick is speaking from, he's like, hey, I'm kind of mad that I'm not really part of this Sting thing. I wish I was. And and he's been off TV for so long because remember how big of a deal? Oh my God, Ric Flair is in AEW, and then they just did nothing with him. I've seen more of his energy drink than I've seen Ric Flair, but he's upset that he's not really part of the match with Sting. He's not really built into it. So what is he gonna do? He's gonna book himself, brother. He goes to the Bucks' room. Or the Jacksons, whatever you want to call them, because they keep calling them the Bucks, they call them the Jacksons. I'm kind of confused, but okay. But he goes and he knocks on the door and he's like, "Hey, can we talk?" So Rick is going to be part of this match either way, and I like the fact he's going to be on the Bucks side of things. So that was just my intention there, and I was like, okay, we'll see how that goes. Daniel Garcia though, he's with Tony Schiavone. He's going to, at Revolution, he's getting that TNT Championship match against Christian Cage, but Christian Cage has something to say. The patriarchy's there, and I don't mean to laugh at the fact that we have another dead dad angle for Christian Cage to work with. I'm just like, why do we need to go there again? Like, why are we going back to that well? Even if this is a real thing with Daniel Garcia, why are we doing another angle like this like we did with Nick? I'm like, is this just Christian Cage's new thing? I want to be your daddy. I gotta go attack your dead father and disgrace your whole family that way. Like, I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way because Christian Cage, I like Christian Cage, and of course they said, Adam's out for a bit because he got the concerto and everything. But I know Adam's probably going to come out during the Revolution match, and Daniel Garcia is not going to get the championship and stuff like that. And it's going to be more frustrating because I think Daniel Garcia is a star. He can be a star, and I'm rooting for him to win that championship. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Adam's going to come out, screw it up some way, somehow. But Daniel Garcia cut a damn good promo before Christian Cage came out. He says, "Hey, man, I am rising up to the top. And next time I see Adam, next time we go toe-to-toe," he goes, "if I had just a little bit longer, I would have made your ass tap out." And I'm like, "God damn right, Daniel Garcia. I'm on your side with this." And, yeah, I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments, man. Did you, like, why are we doing the dead dad angle thing again? Why are we going back to that well? We could build some new stories without him going. Is it just because it's Christian Cage's stick? He's got Christian Cage's My Dad shirt and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way, and I'm like, now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, stop. Okay, I'm definitely rooting for Daniel Garcia because this is just cringe. Yeah, it's frustrating for me as a wrestling fan, especially for the fact I'm like, you're going back. Like, why are we recycling something with this angle? And you still have Nick, I don't know. Daniel Garcia, DG. Because they go, of course, the patriarchy go and attack. Nick gets caught up in a submission by Daniel Garcia. And, of course, here comes the big kill switch, Luchasaurus, whatever you want to call him. But Daddy Magic, his homie comes to the rescue. So, good on Daddy Magic. Then we have Renee backstage. Lots of talking tonight. Hook, Hangman, RVD, and Hangman. You know what's weird is I don't understand if he's a heel or not. What the hell is Hangman Adam Page? Like, is he a heel? Is he a babyface? Because he's not coming off as either. He's just coming off as an asshole. He yells at Hook. He's like, "Hey, you're the reason why you lost to Joe. And RVD, you lost to Swerve, and you both owe me this, so we're gonna go and fight this match and everything like that." And I'm just like, oh, okay, sure. I don't know who to root for, and I will tell you this when we get to the main event. I went in another direction of who I was rooting for inside before this main event. Next up, we got 2 squash matches back to back. Toni Storm versus Squash Gang. Of course, she wins. Here comes Deonna Purrazzo, and then she has a Squash Gang match. And this, oh my God, I was so happy when Toni Storm attacked her, got her in a submission, and just because the after Toni gets taken out, Luther gets her and everything. Deonna Purrazzo's holding her ankle, about to take her boot off because she's selling it that she's a little hurt from that. They do the move of the night, and that's pretty much the finish of Deonna Purrazzo's match. It was so bad. How the fuck is that the move of the night that you're going to show from your sponsor or whatever, a botch spot? And I hope she's okay because she hit her head right into that mat. And I'm rooting for Toni Storm more. I'm like, I don't care about Deonna Purrazzo. I just don't, especially when you're like, it's the move of the night, and Tony and Taz and Excalibur are like, yeah, that's how she won the match. I'm like, it was so bad, like her head went right into the mat. That's gonna be your move of the night? What? Oh my god, I felt so bad for her because Deonna just brought her head down so hard into that mat, and I cringed when I saw it. Yeah. Next up, we got Sting and Darby. Darby showing pictures of Sting's family. You would think Sting would show these pictures, but Darby's showing these pictures. He's like, look, here's his pictures. He's with his brother and everything like that. And Sting comes in and drops some more heavy shit on us. He's like, yeah, my dad died a week ago and stuff like that. And I was like, is this setting up an angle with him and Christian Cage now? Because that's a bad joke. That's a bad joke. I'm sorry. But Sting's dad passed away, nothing but love to Sting. His final match is coming up, but this gives him motivation. This gives him, question his own mortality and tell the Bucks, like, hey, now, at Revolution, you're going to get everything from me, and I'm going to whoop that ass. And it's crazy about that is, like, are they going to retain the championships, and will Sting retire the champion? Well, he can't be tag team champion and retire, or they're just going to take the titles away from him. So we shall see how Tony books this at Revolution with Sting's last match, and how will Ric Flair play into this? So next up, Tony Schiavone's in the ring, and we bring out Wardlow. Oh my god. Wardlow's okay. I would pick Brian Cage over Wardlow. There was a point when I started really watching AEW, I was getting confused. I was like, Wardlow, Brian Cage, because they're just such big dudes. And I remember getting really confused, but I'm more of a Brian Cage fan than I am a Wardlow fan. And Wardlow's just been, like, hanging there. He's been in the void. He had this, like, I'm going to beat MJF's ass and this and that. I'm going after that championship. He was like, and it was at that point, too, where it's like, oh, who's going to go after MJF? Who's going to go after, because he had all these threats coming, but then Wardlow's that just died. And his promo came from a real place. He says, hey, I'm a built-in AEW talent from day one. I had a rocket on my back, and then the rocket was turned upside down. And I can agree with everything he was saying. But the part that made me not care about what Wardlow was saying is the fact he had to mention CM Punk. I know he didn't say his name, but you already knew when he says the best in the world, his body's still falling apart. That right then and there in that promo is where he fucking lost me. I was like, okay, if you have to if you have to mention CM Punk or the WWE just to even get a pop from the fucking crowd, I don't care. You had me on this journey of, like, I was like, okay. Then it's like, oh, and remember CM Punk, look how clever I am. I'm like, yeah. So just another thing. As soon as he did that, bad taste in my mouth, I'm like, all right, I don't care. I just don't care. And then next up, we have Bang Bang Scissor Gang from Rampage. And I love the fact that Jay White goes, Papa. Called him Papa. Daddy ass and stuff like that. But they're going to be the Collision Cowboys. They're going to do their thing because Bang Bang Scissor Gangs for life, brother. And then Will Ospreay is going to be at Revolution against Takeshita. He's going to be at All In. We got the Don Callis family. Don't care. Now, can we move on to the main event? Now, here's another thing with the main event. In pro wrestling, you can root for who you want to root for, but, in just that mentality of you have the heels, you have the baby face, you should be cheering for the baby faces. And I could give a fuck less about Hook, Hangman, and RVD. I was cheering for Joe, Swerve, and Cage. And is Swerve even... That's another thing with Swerve. Is he a heel? Is he a babyface? Because he gets more of a reaction and a pop from that crowd than Hangman Adam Page. Yes, the crowd would be like, cowboy shit. But I was just like, these two are in a weird, like, they're anti-heroes. You know, that Stone Cold, like they can do whatever they want. Joe is clearly Joe. He'll kill you no matter what. So... But I was looking at this, I was like, man, it would make more sense if Joe, Swerve, and Cage were the baby faces in this match. Yeah, sure, you got RVD, but it's like, I don't care. And you got Hook, and I'm like, I don't care. With Hangman Adam Page, and Hangman Adam Page just being an asshole. So I was rooting for Joe, Swerve, and Cage got the win, and I'm just like, awesome. That's great. And Hangman, I guess, hurt his ankle. I saw a report that it's not legitimate or anything like that, but he was, like, waving off the camera, like, telling the camera to fuck off and stuff like that. So, there we go. Dynamite, February 21st, 2024. Excalibur, Tony Taz on commentary. On the match of the night, I got to say, is BCC versus FTR. I want more of that, especially if we're going to have it at Revolution. Main event was okay. Mike Bennett and Orange was fun, and then all this filler, I would say the best. You want to know the best stuff for me was Angelo and Ruby, and Daniel Garcia. I felt that passion. I was like, yeah, Danny, you're gonna go after that championship. You better win, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. But I was going for you. Bang Bang Scissor Gang and everything. I'm just like, ah. So tell me what you think of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share with your grandma, share with the bum down at Walmart. And if I had to give the show a rating, 2 out of 10, 2 out of 5, 2 out of 10, 2 out of 5 for, and those two goes to like a couple things that I liked in the show. So 2 out of 5 for Dynamite, February 21st, 2024, Excalibur, Tony Taz in Tulsa. Yeah, that's it. That's all. All right, y'all. Like and subscribe. I already said that before. And remember, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Real heavyweight champion. I beat his ass like nobody has in his entire career. His body's still falling apart.